Welcome to nateshottakes.com and Nate Hot Takes on YouTube. And yeah, this is my first official broadcast, providing a daily news update of different things that I found interesting today. It's Sunday, May the 3rd, 2020. It's been over a month and a half almost of the COVID-19 pandemic. So get started and go to the first story I found. We've got a story about Trudeau saying he's going to create legislation on a municipal handgun ban. And so that's falling on top of his ban of so-called assault weapons, 1,500 different assault weapons. And I don't know why CTV doesn't like loading properly on my browser. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau has defended his assault rifle ban on Sunday and promised to go even further by targeting handguns and tightening border security with new legislation introduced in Parliament. So it looks like they're going to go even farther than they've currently gone by banning 1,500 so-called assault-style weapons, which are now prohibited by executive order of Bill Blair and Justin Trudeau and the Liberal cabinet. Right now, that's a big issue for many Canadians who are legal firearms owners and who have licenses, past training courses. And this story now, because COVID-19 is still the major story, and we can see that we have 59,474 cases to date in Canada with 3,682 deaths. It's a decent sized number, but most of those cases are in the province of Quebec and Alberta. As you can see the numbers, you've got 31,865 in Quebec, 17,553 in Alberta, or in Ontario, 5,766 in Alberta, 2,171 in BC, and then goes down from there. So as you can see, that's one of the major challenges is we've got all these cases, but what I think we need to do is start reopening stuff sensibly. Otherwise, the economic crisis is going to be just as bad. And yeah, there's been protests going on in parts of Canada, including BC. So there was a protest actually in BC today, organized by, I believe it was Dan Dix and others, doing the stay-at-home orders in Vancouver. Parks were packed today, so I think we've got to start to open stuff up, even though there are serious issues when people do get affected, especially if they are elderly or have pre-existing conditions, like George Rock, the former NHL enforcer, is now retired. He has COVID-19 and he's asthmatic, and so it's a big challenge for him, who is dealing with COVID-19 in Montreal. He's training for a marathon a week ago. Now he can't get up without losing his breath. Says he has pneumonia in both lungs. So it's hard at night to sleep. Flu vaccination rates. Only about 35% of Canadians over 12 get the flu shot every year. This is from 2003 to about 2013-14. Rates are increasing in all provinces and territories except Ontario. But Quebec still has the lowest vaccination rate. That's an interesting statistic there. As we look at older stats. But yeah, I'll just scroll back over to this part of the video. You can add different features in my ManyCam studio. Try adding some effects. Add filters. This will be an interesting filter. Let's see how this works. Electricity. Trying different stuff out there. And remove the filter. That's interesting. Anyway, what else do we got? Stay home, essential travel only. Vaccination rates. Here's a sad story. We've got domestic abuse cases spiking as calls to these hotlines for domestic abuse victims are rising during the COVID-19 as they are trapped at home with abusive partners and there's nowhere to escape. So this is very one of the unintended consequences of these lockdowns and shutdowns, and you've got people stuck in bad domestic situations, children, parents. Yeah, so the isolation barrier for domestic violence victims. As you see, Angela McDougall, executive director of the Battered Women Support Services, said that we have a pandemic on top of a pandemic. And it's pretty sad to see this happening. Got over 50 to 100% more calls than they would normally get during the time period. I'm saying isolation is a recipe for disaster. Yeah, so again, we've got all sorts of issues with that. Province is set to ease restrictions Monday as death toll increases. Yeah, well, those are cases that happened before that are now coming to conclusions. The number of people recovering is also increasing. And we've got reopenings in Saskatchewan beginning Monday. BC, we never even had a full shutdown in BC. They only shut down non-essential services where you cannot practice physical distancing, such as casinos, hair salons, massage parlors, tattoo parlors, restaurants and pubs and clubs. Restaurants and pubs were shut down for dine-in, but you could still do takeout and delivery if you were able to. And you chose to do that. Manitoba is poised to go the farthest, allowing museums, libraries, and retail businesses, including restaurant patios, to reopen, albeit at half capacity. Manitoba, Saskatchewan, Alberta are also letting non-essential medical activities such as dentistry and physiotherapy resume. Ontario and Quebec aren't going as far, but yeah, what about BC? They're looking like they're going to open elementary schools back up in Quebec. Yes, BC man died after they canceled his surgery. So they've canceled this man's surgery, father of two, and he died on April 15th after a scheduled surgery to prepare his kidney dialysis was canceled. The surgery would have given access to life-saving treatment, was canceled without explanation from the hospital. There's another person, she had her chemo treatments delayed, postponed. So this is just more unintended consequences. And then for the Canada Emergency Response Benefit, Those who applied for that first wave have to now reapply and confirm their eligibility. If you applied for EI, you just need to submit and you were transferred to the emergency response benefit payment. You just need to fill out your bi-weekly reports. So every 2 weeks, you need to fill out the report. Yeah. And that is all for now, but I'm just going to say that maybe I'll do some more commentary right now about different things that kind of I've been reading about. Well, first off, the gun ban. I've never owned a gun. I've never shot a gun that I can remember. I don't think yeah, I've never shot a real gun. I've shot paintball guns. I've shot airsoft gun, but never an actual handgun or rifle. But I know people who are avid hunters. They are target shooters. They are completely licensed, responsible firearms owners who follow the laws and take it seriously. But they also believe in their right to own guns, to use for hunting and for shooting at the range. And they do not like having their property confiscated without any oversight by Parliament, by an executive directive by Justin Trudeau and the Liberal government. It's completely wrong, and it's something that authoritarian governments have done before. And what that leaves is the only people having guns are really the police, the military, and criminals who get their guns illegally. And then we've got, again, this COVID-19 pandemic, which I think we need to figure out a way to start opening things back up. Pubs, hair salons, and other businesses. The cost of shutting everything down is really quite heavy, and I think if we do stuff responsibly and we can reopen businesses in Canada and elsewhere and take precautions to keep vulnerable people safe, that's where the money should be going. Keep vulnerable people at home so that they can stay home. That's where the focus for people that are relatively healthy with no underlying conditions, young. I think we need to start figuring things out, and we can't just keep the economy shut down forever or for an extended period of time. That is causing massive consequences in itself. The unintended consequences of these shutdowns, their goal is worthy enough to flatten the curve, save lives, allow the hospital healthcare system to prepare. But we've done that in these 8 weeks. We've done that since March 15th, 17th, whatever. And so I think now is the time where we need to start implementing measures to reopen. And again, there's groups protesting. There's other people that are just ignoring the kind of guidelines or from the health officials and going out and congregating in parks right now in BC and elsewhere. And I don't think people are going to want to be cooped up all summer, not seeing their friends, not doing normal activities. I do know people who have been seriously affected by COVID-19, who have been hospitalized, and who even I've known someone whose parent died from their mom died. I know another friend of mine who's a young, healthy, athletic guy who was in the hospital. So with severe complications, and due to COVID-19. Was in the ICU. So I think what we need to do is kind of a smart reopening and waiting for a vaccine. I think what we need to do is work on the treatments that can be put in place to treat people early who have COVID-19 before the case becomes serious, that can actually reverse course and fight it off. So I think what we've done in Canada has kind of been 2 steps too late for the federal government. I think everything, they say one thing and then a couple weeks later they say another thing, that they were wrong about the first thing, whether it's masks or shutting down international travel, all these different things. We knew about the COVID-19 novel coronavirus in January. We knew about it even, and so we didn't do some of the things that could have stopped it from really hitting Canada. And then people went traveling on their spring breaks in Quebec and Ontario, and I think that could have also played a role as to why they have so many cases comparatively to, say, BC on a per capita basis. Testing also is one of the issues, but I think, yeah, there's different things we can do there. And yeah, this is kind of my first recorded take. I might try to, well, edit some stuff in and see what I can do there and the editing software that I've got. But yeah, oh, if you did watch this video, you can please subscribe to my YouTube channel, nateshottakes.com. Follow me on Facebook. I've got a page called Nathan Weber. Follow also my Facebook profile. And you can also check out my website at nateshottakes.com, where I'll just kind of do a video. I'll post these there as well, do a video blog, and maybe some more write-ups. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.